All right, welcome to your practice. Come into a comfortable seat and let your palms rest in your lap. Take the heads of your arm bones back and at the same time soften the front of your ribs in so that you feel sort of this, not so much a closing in, but more of a connection into the front of your body. And at the same time, that will start to widen the back body so that you feel really strong through your center. And then let your eyes soften to one spot, or go ahead and let your eyes close entirely. And then we're going to start with a 3-part breath, and I'll lead you through. But essentially, we'll breathe into the abdominal area, and then we'll pause, let the breath come to the chest, pause, and then right up to the collarbones, and then we'll take a free exhale. So wherever you are in the cycle of your breath, exhale and empty it all out. Then as you inhale, start to let the breath fill up just into your abdominal area, then pause. Keep inhaling, let the breath fill up into your chest, pause. Then one more time, keep inhaling, fill the breath all the way up to the collarbones and let it feel the lift of your heart. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale freely, let it go. Then one free cycle of breath. Inhale smoothly. Exhale freely. So 3-part breath again. Inhale into your abdominal area. Pause. Inhale, let the breath rise into the thoracic cavity. Feel the rib cage expand. Pause. And keep the inhale going. Let the breath fill up all the way underneath your collarbone. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale, let the breath go. Through the nose or the mouth, it's all good. And then a free breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. We'll do that one more time. Let the breath fill up into your abdominal cavity. Breathe in. Pause. And let the breath keep going. Let it fill through the center of your body. Ribcage expand, front, back, up and down and to the side. Pause. Inhale even more, right up to the collarbones. Inhale, inhale. Then see if you can keep that lift of your inner body bright. Exhale, let the breath go. Then free breath. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, flutter the front of your eyes open. Start to stretch your arms all the way up overhead. Feel for the length of your side body. Keep your left arm up. Exhale, right fingertips to the floor and take a side stretch over to the right. Be mindful that you're rooted through both sitting bones. Gently turn your right rib cage to the left and your forearm may come down to the floor, but it may not. All good. And then either keep your left arm long or bend at the elbow, but place your palm at the back of your head and then gently lean back and you'll feel a deeper opening into your left side. So from the grounding of both sitting bones to the floor and your belly, gently drawing in and up. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to center, both arms up. The right arm will stay lifted. Exhale, left hand down, and then side stretch over to the left. Once again, both sitting bones are rooted. The left rib cage is spinning towards the front of your mat, either holding here or bend into your right elbow, hold the back of your head, and then lean back. So your right upper arm is right alongside your cheek. Even move your left shoulder into your upper back. And be very generous with your breath here. With your belly to your spine, inhale, come all the way up, both arms will reach up. One more here, let's twist to the right, exhale, bring your left hand to your right thigh, right fingertips to the floor behind you. Inhale, lift your heart, exhale, revolve to the right. So draw the right shoulder back, also your left shoulder back, collarbones nice and wide. With your belly drawing in and up with every inhale, sit a little taller, and then exhale, twist deeper. One more breath. Inhale, rise through center, both arms reach up, and then other side, right hand to left thigh. Your left fingertips nice and close behind you. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, revolve to the left. So it's almost like as you draw your shoulders back, you want to shine the light of your heart forward in the direction of your torso. But keep your chin parallel to the floor as you revolve left. Last cycle here. And then with your belly to your spine, inhale, come back through center, reach both arms up. And then as you exhale, draw your intention down the midline and to your heart. Just taking a moment to visualize what brought you to your mat. Maybe something you want to call in or something you want to let go of. And then holding the light of your intention at your heart space. Taking one more inhale here, lift your heart into your hands. Keep the buoyancy of your heart, and then exhale, let the palms float back down to your lap. Lift your chin, flutter your eyes open if they were closed, and then come around onto all fours. As you center your shoulders above your wrists, curl your toes under, knees underneath your hips. Let your belly move down on an inhale, draw your heart through the window of your arms. And then exhale, round through your spine, chin to chest. Two more like that. Inhale to cow pose, hug the shoulder blades together. Exhale, cat pose. Really press the earth away from you, chin to chest. One more time, inhale. Exhale to round. On your next inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop position and then hover your knees. You're gonna stay in this hovering tabletop position, then point your right toes back, look to your left knee, and as best you can, try for your left knee not to move. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, right knee taps your right upper arm. Inhale to your hovering tabletop, the left knee is steady. Exhale, squeeze the right knee, right upper arm. One more time, inhale to hover. And then exhale, squeeze the knee, right upper arm. Then as you inhale, slowly pass through your hovering tabletop into a three-legged downward facing dog. And yes, it is a little shorter, all good. Stack your right hip on top of your left. And as you weight your palms equally, see if you can stretch your spine long. But pull your left hip back so that your left side body also remains spacious. Then actively squeeze your right heel towards your right sitting bone. And let your breath infuse the shape of your body. On your next inhale, square your hips, right leg long. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, this time pause. Look forward on an inhale, step forward, exhale, lower your back knee down. And then inhale, take your arms all the way up overhead, take a big stretch. And then exhale, just to heavy the hips. Smooth breath in and slow breath out. So as you anchor your tailbone down, you're welcome to stay at center or draw your chin back and then let the heart kind of bubble upwards as you invite in the essence of a back bend here, keeping your arms stretching alongside your ears. Take one more full deep inhale breath. Then as you exhale, fingertips on either side of your right foot, lift your back knee. Step your right foot to meet your left foot, left foot to meet your right foot at the top of your mat, and then fold in. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold into yourself, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale, take as much space as you can as you rise on up. And then exhale, swan dive forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift is your inhale. Step to plank pose as you exhale. So pausing here, shoulders directly on top of your wrists. Pull your hands towards your toes. And even though your arms are super straight here, can you bring a little softness into your elbows so that you really feel the muscles of your arms hugging strong onto the bone? If you need the support, go ahead and put your knees to the floor. Take one more big breath in, then lower all the way to your belly as you breathe out. Once you're down, place the tops of your feet to the floor. Take your fingers wide at chest height. Inhale, rise to cobra pose. Exhale, roll all the way down. We'll flow here. Inhale as you rise up. Take your shoulders back and the sides of your throat back. Exhale, keep squeezing your shoulder blades together. Take 2 more rounds as you follow the rhythm of your own breath. So it's almost like cat-cow, where we're not really flexing the spine, but just focusing on that beautiful extension, opening the front body as you strengthen the back. And then exhale to lower. At the bottom of your exhale, palms beside your rib cage, curl your toes under, but keep the knees down. Roll your shoulders on your back and slowly press up onto all fours. And you might need to walk your hands in so you're in that little tabletop once again. With your hands right underneath your shoulders, hover the knees. Then look to your right knee. Try for the right knee not to move, point your left toes back. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, left knee taps left upper arm. Inhale to hover, watch your right knee. Exhale, squeeze in. One more time, inhale, hover. And then exhale to squeeze, bring the knee a little higher. And then inhale, pass through your hovering tabletop. Make your way to a 3-legged downward facing dog as you roll your left hip on top of right. Weighting your palms equally. Drawing your right hip into the midline and pulling it back so that your whole right side body feels long. And then feel for the tone of your left hamstrings as you squeeze your left heel in, left knee pointing up towards the sky. From here, inhale, square your hips, left leg long. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward, breathe in, step forward, breathe out. Lower your back knee down, keep the pelvis nice and earthy, and then inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. So as you descend the tailbone down towards the floor, that'll help to lift the frontal hip bones up so you feel your lower belly draw in to support the lower back. Then as you keep your front ribs in, take the arm bones back alongside your ears, and then think of a back bend here as you lift your heart away from your belly. And then relax through your forehead, smooth breath. As you ground down through your lower body, can you stretch and sparkle up through your fingertips a little bit more? Take one more big inhale breath. Exhale, fingertips on either side of your left foot. Lift your right knee. Step your right foot to meet your left foot and fold inwards. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow into yourself, breathe out. Rise to stand. Inhale, come all the way up, full stretch. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward, Uttanasana. Then inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, pause. You're gonna rise onto your tippy toes here, and then start to bend your knees, bring your hips towards your heels, so you're on your tippy toes here, and then bring your hands to heart center. If you did place your blocks at the front of your mat, you're gonna grab one of your blocks, place it in between your hands just like so. Draw your shoulders back, take an inhale breath, have a seat, kick your shins up, and place your block onto your shins, reach your arms forward. So have your big toes connected and your inner knees connected. I'm just gonna move this block so I don't kick it. And then to the best of your ability, try to keep your shins parallel to the floor so the block stays just so. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, open up into your open boat pose. Hold here for an inhale. Exhale, rise back up. We're just moving on the exhale. So inhale here, exhale to open. Hold for your breath in. Exhale to rise. Inhale. Exhale, keep the shoulders up, just the bottom shoulder blades touch. Exhale, come back up. Breathe in, keep the belly to the spine. Breathe out to open and expand. Big breath, and then exhale, squeeze in. Let's just do 2 more. Inhale here. Exhale to open. Hold for your breath in, and then exhale to rise. Last one, inhale. Exhale to open, hold. Big breath in. Exhale, come all the way up, holding here for 3. Hold 2. Grab your block between your palms. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, bring your feet down to the floor. grab your other block and place your blocks beside your hips. We'll use them in a moment. Inhale, reach forward. Roll all the way onto your back as you exhale. Once you're down, let your arms come beside you. Walk your feet in so that your ankles are underneath your knees. Lift your chin and inhale, come to bridge pose. Roll your shoulders underneath you and interlock your fingers and pause here. So, option one is here. Option two, you're gonna wiggle your big toes to touch as you stay in bridge pose. Ground into your right heel and pretend like you wanna pull your right heel towards your shoulders and then stretch your left leg forward. So you're not stretching your left leg to the sky, but your knees stay level to one another. Keep your hips lifting and your breath lifting. Knees parallel to one another. Holding here. Breathing fluid and free. Then from here, inhale, now reach your left leg all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your knees beside each other. Just two more like that. Inhale, get your left leg up, but keep pulling your right heel to your shoulder. Exhale, lower your knee. One more time, inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, bring your knees parallel, holding here for 3. Keep your hips lifting 2. Exhale, 1. Step your left foot to the floor. Keep the interlock of your fingers. Lower your hips for a moment so there's a little bit of compression on your wrists. If you have a wrist injury or something going on in your wrist, feel free just to lie on your back for a moment, but sometimes this wrist compression can feel really amazing. And it's our active rest. Keep the inner feet touching, and on your next inhale, lift your hips. From here, exhale, send your right leg forward and breathe. Smooth breath in and easy breath out. So the whole time with your left leg, pretend like you want to pull your heel towards your shoulder so you really feel the strength of your left hamstrings. And then let's flow. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knees beside each other. Go slow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale to lower. Keep your belly drawing in. Let's do 2 more. Once again, try to go slow, and the whole time, pretend like you want to move your left heel up to your shoulders. And then once your knees come parallel to one another, hold here and breathe for 3. Squeeze your glutes for 2. Lift your hips. Step your right foot to the floor. This time, release the interlock of your fingers and lower all the way onto your back. Take a big Buddha belly breath in. Side out and let it go. Guide your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then hold the back of your knees and gently rock up and down on your spine. If it doesn't feel good to rock on your spine, then just roll out to a seat, and we'll meet you there in one moment. And then on your third one, roll up into half boat pose. But hold the backs of your thighs to lift your chest. Then from here, cross right ankle on top of your left, draw your knees into your chest, plant your palms on the blocks, draw your shoulders down. Take an inhale breath, exhale, lift your hips. Hold 3, hold 2, and 1. Hips down, hold the back of your knees. So if you can see here, like I'm rounding my spine, when I hold the backs of my thighs, I can lift myself up. Then if I can hold there, I'll release the arms. So we're just gonna do 1 more of these. Cross the other ankle on top, squeeze your knees in, keep your feet up, you're halfway in the pose. Hands down, inhale, exhale, up, hold. 3, hold 2. Keep your shoulders moving down your back, and 1. Set your blocks off to the side, cross over your ankles, and step to plank pose. Pull your hands towards your toes, and breathe. You might feel a little more bouncy in plank pose now, nice and light. Take a deep inhale breath. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way. Then cobra or up dog on your inhale. Downward facing dog is your exhale or child's pose. So this is technically our first downward facing dog with 2 feet to the floor. So we're gonna hold this one for a little bit longer. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to. But like you did cow pose at the beginning, think of that ever so slight anterior tilt of the pelvis so you can lengthen the lumbar spine, widen your sitting bones apart, and descend your heels to the floor. Keep your belly drawing in and up. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. 3 more breaths here. Aim for a sense of steadiness in your body, steadiness in your breath, and steadiness in the focus of your eyes. Last cycle here. From downward facing dog, inhale, take your right leg nice and high. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward on your inhale, step forward as you exhale, rise onto your fingertips or grab your 2 blocks that might be useful here. Inhale, lunge a little deeper, and then exhale, keep your left heel lifted, lift your hips and aim for your right leg to straight. Twice more like that. Inhale to lunge. Exhale, pull the right hip back, left hip forward. 1 more time. Inhale, lunge deeply. And then exhale, pull the right hip back and pause here. Shift your left hand directly underneath your shoulder with or without your block. Then take your right hand to your hip. I'm gonna turn around to demonstrate this one. And then sometimes this hip tends to jut out to the side, so pull your hip back. And you might feel a deeper opening into the outer hip and IT bend. Then take a deep inhale, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Keep your right hip moving back and twist open to the right. You're welcome to stay here or stretch your right arm up to the sky. So it's a modified revolved pyramid pose, modified because the back heel is lifted and we have the hand to the inner foot. But draw the shoulders down the back and from your heart, stretch out through your arms. Take 1 more full deep inhale, twist a little deeper exhale, and then inhale, lower your right hand down to the block or to the floor, and exhale, step to plank pose. Hold here for your breath in, chaturanga, breathe out. Then inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. 1 cycle of breath here. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Left leg high, breathe in. Knee to nose, breathe out, pause. Look forward, inhale, step forward, exhale. Grab your 2 blocks or fingertips. Inhale to lunge. Keep your right heel on top of your toes. Lift your hips as you breathe out. 2 more times. Inhale, lunge, look forward, collarbones wide. Exhale to lift your hips. Last one. Big breath in, flexing our hamstrings. Exhale to lift your hips and pause. Take your right hand underneath your shoulder with or without your block. Then move your left hand to your hip and pull your hip back. Glue the inner left foot down onto your sticky mat. Inhale, spine long, and then exhale, revolve to the left. Breathing there, or stretch your left arm up to the sky. With every inhale, think to lift your heart away from your belly. And then exhale, twist, 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 twist. Let your breath move into your side and into your back. On your next inhale, lower your left hand to the floor. And then exhale, step your big toes to touch at the top of your mat and fold inwards. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow into yourself, breathe out. Pull the belly in, empty. Rise up, deep inhale, come all the way up. Keep your arms alongside your ears as you exhale, sink back into chair pose. Then big breath, arms reach to the sky. Twist to the right as you exhale. Lift your hands to your heart center and draw your shoulders down your back. Smooth breath in. Turn deeper, breathe out. So option 1 you can hold here. Option 2, look to the floor, lift your heels and lower your hips. Breathing here. Third option, side crow, Parsvakasana. If you're moving into the arm balance, take your arms shoulder distance apart. Your right hand goes wide so it's not touching your hip. Then as you gather your elbows in, you gotta lean forward and look forward and then gently kick your heels up. Smooth breath. 2 more cycles. Once again, let your breath move into your side and into your back body. If your feet were off the floor, come back down. Let's all meet in Parvrita Utkatasana, revolved chair pose. Knees stay bent. Inhale, come back through center, realign chair pose. Exhale, fold forward and let it go. Halfway lift is your inhale. Bow into yourself, exhale. Bend your knees, inhale, chair pose, reach your arms up. Twist to the left as you exhale. And I always like to use my hand to really wiggle my upper arm as high as I can up my thigh. So I really get the benefit of the revolution of my spine here. Either holding here or lift your heels. Use your strong core to balance as you lower your hips. Breathing here or side crow, other side. So when you're learning this pose, if you do have your elbow on your left hip, it's a stepping stone, but eventually the only connection of your body here is between your right upper arm and your left thigh. Nothing touches the left arm, just the palms to the earth. Then you gather the elbows and lean forward and then kick the heels up. Wherever you're at, breathe fully and deeply. For you, if you are in the arm balance, bring your feet back to the floor. Make your way back to revolve chair pose. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, come back through center, realign. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift is your inhale. Step or jump back, exhale, chaturanga or to your belly. Then cobra or up dog on your breath in. Downward facing dog is your breath out. Pausing here, 3 breaths. See how long you can get in the shape of your body. How long can you get in the shape of your breath? In your downward facing dog, see that your feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Then come onto your fingertips and start to walk your hands back towards your feet so that you're all the way at the back of your mat. From here, take your right hand onto your hip, grab your peace fingers and thumb to hook onto your left big toe. Rise onto your left tippy toes and bring a little softness into your right knee. So we're gonna rise to stand, belly to spine, and take our left leg with us. So we might come up with a bent knee. Maybe for some of you, it might be a straight leg. Smooth breath in, easy breath out. Either keep your right hand to your hip or inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. Smooth breath. Keep your eyes steady but also soft. Take one more full inhale. We're going to switch our grip. Take your right hand to your knee or the outer edge of your right foot. Inhale, take your left arm up. And then exhale, backstroke your arms so your left fingertips are pointing to the wall behind you. Smooth breath in. Twist deeper, breathe out. 2 more cycles. Stay connected down through the inner right foot. If you have your left arm behind you, inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, reach your right arm up. If your left knee was bent, kick it forward. Then from here, make your way to warrior 3. Slowly begin to hinge at your hips. Lift from your left inner thigh. Stretch your arms forward. Think to anchor your tailbone down, draw your belly in. Take one more full deep inhale breath. Fold forward, standing splits as your exhale. Let's breathe. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, fold, lift your left leg higher. 2 more like that. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Can you take your left leg even higher? 1 more time. Inhale. As your heart goes down, your left toes go up. Then inhale, lift your chest, pause. Keep your left leg lifted and walk forward into a 3-legged down dog with your left leg high. Take a deep breath in. From here, as you exhale, hook your right toe and your second toe on the back of your right ankle and encourage your right heel to descend to the floor. So you might need to accommodate the distance between your hands and your feet here so you really do, I'll say, delight in the stretch along your back leg. 1 more breath. And then see if you can keep your right heel as rooted or close to the floor as you can. Inhale, take your left leg back up, and then exhale, knee to nose, pause. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Rise to crescent pose. Inhale, come all the way up, full stretch. Exhale, twist to the left. So option here, if you need the support, go ahead and bring your back knee to the floor. Roll your shoulders down your back. If you want to go a little deeper, take your right hand to the outside of your left foot and then stretch your left arm to the sky. No matter where you at, as you ground into your left heel, pull your left hip back and think to lean the crown of your head towards the front right corner of your mat. Go a little deeper with your breath. One more cycle. Hug your inner thighs to the midline. Then on your next inhale, rise to crescent pose, come all the way up, full stretch, maybe a little back bend here. Exhale, chaturanga, maybe hover your left foot as you lower. Then 2 feet down, inhale to your back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Slow breath out. See that your feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Come onto your fingertips and once again, walk your feet back. Once you're all the way at the back of your mat, take your left hand to your left hip, your right peace fingers and thumb hook onto your big toe, and then rise onto your right tippy toes. Keep a little softness in your left knee here, belly to spine, then slowly root down and rise up with a bent knee or a straight leg. Aim to center your shoulders directly above your hips. Either keep your left hand to your hip or inhale, reach your left arm up. And be very intentional about lifting your fingertips up so your whole left side body is long. Be in the fullness of your breath. Take a full inhale, the left arm reaches up, and then we're going to switch it out. Either hold the outer edge of your right foot or your right knee, and then inhale, take your right arm up. Exhale, take your fingertips for the wall behind you. And so remember that kind of modified revolved pyramid pose we did earlier. Here, think to descend your right hip down so you feel that similar stretch into your glutes and into your IT band on the right. Stay in the fullness of your breath. Remain committed to your inner left foot. Inhale, take your right arm up. Exhale, take your left arm up. If your right knee was bent, straighten your leg, and then slowly make your way to warrior 3. So for every degree that your torso comes down, think to lift up from your right inner thigh. With a little softness in your left knee, straighten your right leg as much as you can. Tailbone anchoring to the earth, arms lifting up to the sky. Stay connected through the mound of your left big toe. Take one more big inhale, then bow forward, standing splits. Exhale, let your head go. Then let's move with the breath. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold and lift your right leg higher. Twice more like that. Big breath in. Pull your left hip back. Fold into yourself, breathe out. One more time. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Then inhale, lift your chest, pause. Keep the right leg lifted. Walk your hands forward into a 3-legged downward facing dog, pause. Then slowly hook your right big toe and your second toe on the right foot, and then encourage your left heel to move down to the floor. Similar to when you were in that 3-legged dog right at the beginning, pull your left hip back. So side body long. And if you're like, oh, I don't really feel anything here, maybe consider moving your hands, adjusting them either a little bit closer to you or a little further away. You'll find the sweet spot, I promise. Last 2 cycles here. Then see if you can keep your left heel as earthy as it is. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, pause. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Rise to crescent pose. Big breath in. Keep the lift of your front body. Exhale, twist to the right. So once again, lift your chest so that your thumbs are right at heart center. And again, if you need this support, go ahead and bring your back knee to the floor. And sometimes bringing the back knee down is not necessarily just to help with the balance, but sometimes I find when I bring my back knee down, I'm able to get a deeper rotation of the spine here. So you might want to just play with that. Or take your left hand to the outside of your right foot and stretch your right arm to the sky. Keep your shoulders drawing down your back and breathe as deeply and freely as you can. Think to aim the crown of your head to the front left corner of your mat. One more full deep inhale. Twist deeper, exhale, crescent pose. Stand steady on your feet. Inhale, rise all the way up, full stretch. Exhale, plant your palms. Maybe hover your right foot as you lower chaturanga. Then 2 feet down. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips and pause. Big breath. Steady your body. Smooth out your breath. One more cycle here. Press into your left foot. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and pause. Look forward on your inhale, step forward, exhale. Anchor your back foot to the floor, warrior one. Inhale, rise on up. And then exhale, just take a moment to kind of accommodate and organize your feet so that you're pressing firm into the outer edge of your back foot. Aim your right hip back, front ribs in, so that you feel fold into your lower back. Then can you lunge a little deeper? Can you stretch your arms a little higher? Then similar to the low lunge we did at the beginning, perhaps curl your heart up, take your arm bones back. Keep your belly drawing in. How deep can you lunge here? And how deep can you breathe? Keep pressing firmly to the outer edge of your back foot. If you're in the back bend, inhale, rise through center, pause. Exhale, hands to heart, and pivot your back heel up. So my blocks meander. Have 1 or 2 blocks there at the front of your mat. And from here, bow forward halfway. I'm going to use my other block too. 2 blocks on our highest rise. And then shift forward into supported warrior 3. So hands onto your blocks. Organize your hips so that they are square to the floor. So allow the outer left hip to draw down. Then anchor your tailbone so you're recruiting the muscles of your core and your glutes. Option 1 here. Option 2, like we did in that revolved triangle pose that we did earlier, take your right hand to your hip and pull your right hip back. Take a deep inhale, send the crown of your head forward. Exhale, revolve to the right. Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon. You're welcome to stay here or start to stretch your right arm to the sky. To the best of your ability, straighten your left leg and lift it up. Keep a little micro bend in your right knee. And with every inhale, like all of our other twists, think to find length through the spine first, so that when you exhale and twist, every part of your spine has equal opportunity to lengthen and strengthen. Lift your left leg up a little more. 1 more full deep inhale. Stay for the exhale. Then inhale, right hand to your block. Exhale, step your left foot beside your right and fold forward, let it go. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold back in, breathe out. Bend into your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Let the weight go to your heels. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, heavier head. Moving through vinyasa. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Keep your eyes forward as you step or float back, chaturanga or to your belly. Then inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back. Exhale, lift your hips. Pause there, take a big breath in and a slow breath out. Left leg high, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale, pause. Look forward on your breath in, step forward as you breathe out. Ground your back foot, inhale, rise Virabhadrasana 1. So if your feet didn't land where you wanted them to be, no problem. Just take a moment to organize because this one is a bit of a longer hold. And I want to point out, stay in your warrior one, that classically the alignment here is front heel to back heel. But sometimes our hips are really, really tight into the psoas. So what is helpful is to take your feet a little bit wider. And when you do that, that tends to free up the hip flexors on the right here. Let the tailbone descend. Encourage the outer right hip forward so that your hips might be pointing towards the front of your mat. It's okay if they're not. And then as you anchor your tailbone down, draw your front ribs in. Can you lunge a little deeper? Then perhaps take your arm bones back and lift your heart, exploring the essence and perhaps the opportunity of a little heart opening here. And then with your arm bones alongside your ears, spread your fingers wide. They say that the hands are an expression of the heart. So let your fingertips sparkle out here. Relax here in your forehead and take 2 more very generous breaths. If you're in the back bend, inhale, rise through center. Exhale, hands to heart. Lift your back heel. Bow forward. Shift forward into your supported warrior 3 with your hands on your blocks. So we'll work the ground up. Anchor through the 4 corners of your left foot. Pull your left hip back and straighten your right leg as much as you can. Then anchor your tailbone down. You're welcome to breathe here as you send the crown of your head forward or take your left hand to your hip and move it back. Oh, hello, outer hips. Breathing here. Or on an exhale, begin to revolve to the left. Keep your right leg lifted. Breathe there or stretch your left arm to the sky. I always feel like from the outside looking in, this seems like such a simple pose, but dang, am I ever working? I hope I'm not alone in that one. So much to stabilize into your center here, to be with your breath, to ground into your left heel, pull the left hip back, lift your right leg, and keep twisting, twisting. Twists are no joke. I'm sure you can feel the heat, yeah? Keep your right leg long and strong, and breath long and strong. 2 more cycles. Take a big inhale. Last time, twist, 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 exhale. Then inhale, lower your left hand down. Exhale, feet hip distance apart, and fold. From here, take your blocks. They can be on any height, just depends on how open or cranky your hamstrings might be. And you might not need the blocks here at all, but bring the backs of your hands to the floor or to the blocks and make little fists. So you get a nice stretch into your forearms and the backs of your wrists. Then you can bend your elbows as much as your hamstrings will let you. But keep making fists with your hands and press the backs of your hands into the blocks or into the earth. As you stand steady on your feet, think to widen your sitting bones apart as you fold deeper into yourself. Let your head be heavy and let your breath be free. Let your next exhale empty completely, so really pull your belly in. And then release the grip of your hands. Inhale, lift your chest, set your 2 blocks off to the side, and step to plank pose. Pull your hands towards your toes. Take a full, bright breath in. Lower all the way to your belly as you breathe out. See if your chest and thighs can arrive at the same time. And then once you're down, place the tops of your feet to the floor. Let your arms come alongside your body and bring your forehead down to your mat. Keep your forehead on your mat, and all you're gonna do here is lift your shoulders up. So feel for the muscles of your upper back squeezing in so that your shoulders are moving opposite to gravity. Then keep your forehead down, stretch your legs back, and then lift your legs up.
So just the legs and the shoulders are lifting. Then from here, keep your forehead down, now lift your arms. Then from here, now lift your head. Stretch your fingers back, stretch your toes back. And then can you engage the muscles of your back body to curl your chest up a little more. Lift your legs, lift your arms, lift your chest, come on down, relax and look over one shoulder. Let your belly soften into the earth. One more breath. On your next inhale, come back through center. Plant your palms beside your rib cage. Stretch back through your legs and then press down. We'll do opposite now. Press down through the tops of your feet. Tone your legs so that your kneecaps lift. Anchor your tailbone down. Hug your elbows in. Lift your shoulders onto your back and then inhale. Lift your chest and lift your head. So with your hands, pretend like you want to pull them in the direction of your hips. And as you do that, they might weight a little bit, but it's not like you're really pressing yourself up here. You're still relying on the strength of your back body, the strength of your core. And then from here, if you choose, with your legs long and strong, lift your legs. And then with your elbows bent, lift your hands up. Smooth breath. Try to relax your forehead. Curl up a little more. Then keep your chest lifting. Relax your palms to the earth, the tops of your feet to the earth. Either stay here for your inhale or straighten your arms to up dog, holding here 5 breaths. Shoulders back, toes back, belly to spine. Curl your heart up, take the sides of your throat back. Keep your legs actively reaching back, long and strong. One more cycle. Whenever your next exhale arrives, go ahead and make your way to child's pose or downward facing dog, you choose. Take a moment to be steady there. Smooth your breath. Two more cycles. So whether you're in down dog or child's pose, on your next inhale, ripple forward to plank. Last time. On your next exhale, lower all the way to your belly. This is a good one, trust me. Once you're down, place the tops of your feet to the floor. Stay on your belly. I'm just gonna sit up to demonstrate this one. And then take your arms nice and wide so your body will look like the letter T, yeah? Keep your right arm straight and place your left hand beside you. Keep your legs long. And then from here, you're gonna roll over onto your right. And so I wanna make mention, just depending on what might be happening in your shoulder, if it feels too intense with your right arm out to the side, you can lower your arm down closer towards your hip. But if you want a deeper opening, you can reach your arm up higher than shoulder height. So you might need to play around with that a little bit. And then you can start to step your left foot behind you and hold here. And I always like to kind of keep my left fingertips tenting on the floor here. Or maybe you want to reach your left arm up and then behind you. Depending on where your right arm is, you may want to interlock your fingers, or I just like to keep the top of my left hand to my lower back here to help me keep my left shoulder back. And then we're just allowing gravity and our breath to support the opening into our chest and shoulders here. If possible, let your head relax onto your sticky mat. Last cycle here. So if your left arm is behind you, bring it back to the floor. Straighten your left leg and roll onto your belly. Take your left arm out to the side. Again, if it's too intense there, you can bring your palm closer to your hip. If you want more, take it up. Then from here, roll onto your left side. Step your right foot behind you. Come up onto your right fingertips, or start to reach your right arm up or even behind you. for your breath to move into the expansiveness of your heart center here. If possible, allow your head to release down to the earth. Soften into your breath. And do be generous with your breath here, so the breath and gravity are doing the work to expand and soften. And then from here, slowly bring your right hand onto your mat. Bring your legs long. Roll onto your belly. Plant your palms beside your rib cage. Press up through all fours, extended child's pose. So take your knees as wide as you like to here. Stretch your arms forward and let your forehead meet your mat. Option one, you can stay here or let your elbows heavy to the earth. Bend your elbows, bring your palms to Anjali Mudra, right at the nape of your neck. Then you might want to wiggle your elbows a little further forwards to get that nice opening into your triceps. Easy breath. If your palms are at the nape of your neck, release them down to your mat. Slowly keep your hips heavy on your heels, slide your hands towards your knees, lean over to one side, and then sweep your legs forward. And then from here, scooch all the way near to the front of your mat and have a block within reach beside you. Inhale, reach your arms forward, and then exhale, roll onto your back, one vertebrae at a time. And then once you're down, allow your head and shoulders to relax. Walk your feet in like you're gonna go to bridge pose, but we're not. Stretch your right leg to the sky and then cross your right ankle on top of your thigh. Reach through the window of your legs for thread the needle. And then similar to cow pose at the beginning, intend for a slight anterior tilt of your pelvis. So like a stick your butt out into the floor type of moment. So there ideally is a little space in the lumbar spine, and that will allow for a deeper opening into the outer right hip. And to the best that you can, allow your shoulders to release down onto your sticky mat. Let your attention rest on the rise and fall of your breath. Take one more cycle here. And then slowly release, uncross your legs and move to the left side. Stretch the left leg long and then cross it over, reaching through. And it's usually at that moment when you start to bring your right knee into your body that your lower back kind of goes smush down onto your sticky mat. So think of sticking your butt out, even if that means you can't bring your legs closer into your body, and just notice how that changes the stretch in the outer left hip. Gently guiding your right knee to your right shoulder, and then just depending on how your hips allow, sometimes my left elbow will meet my left thigh, and I kind of use my elbow to press my left knee forward. That also awakens the hips in a different way. Perhaps allow your eyes to close. Or just allow the front of your eyes to soften. It's good to soften the edges sometimes, yeah. Be generous with your breath. 2 more rounds. And then very slowly
connect in your knees to butterfly wide. And then you can either let your arms go where they're naturally going in this moment, or perhaps take your arms overhead, grab a hold of opposite elbow, and then just lengthen your elbows away from your hips so that your side body is long. But a little more ease and effort here, so even though you're kind of pulling your arms away from your hips, relax through the shoulders. And feel for a sense of spaciousness within your being. And then on your next exhale, if you did have your arms overhead, let them rest alongside your body. If this is a happy place for you, you're welcome to stay. Or go ahead and either slide your legs long into Shavasana or support your knees up and grab your block, and we'll close in a supported back bend bridge pose. And you can have your block on any height you choose. And then place your block on your sacrum. And whether you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, Shavasana, or this supported back bend, roll your shoulders underneath you. And let your palms face up. And let your next exhale be longer than the last one. Let's take one clearing breath. Inhale for 1. Inhale 2. Keep breathing in. Inhale, inhale 3. Keep breathing in, hold. And then exhale, let your breath go. And as you exhale, almost imagine like the moment when you would let the air out of your bicycle tires and they just kind of fizzle down towards the ground. See if you can let your whole body, in the physical sense and the energetic sense, just kind of sparkle down towards the ground. And as you release the weight of your being into the earth, at the same time, feel for the support of whatever is underneath you, be it your sticky mat or the block. And just feel for that support coming from underneath you, lifting and rising you up. The more you soften and relax, the more support you can lean into. And there's that saying, if you want to fly, you gotta let go of the things that weigh you down. So let this moment be a moment of kind of unpacking your luggage here, to create a sense of lightness and levity. For just a few moments, be exactly as you are, right here, right now. And as our good friend Patanjali says in the first sutra in his Yoga Sutras, Atha Yoga Nushasana, yoga begins now. So in this moment, right now, is where yoga happens, in the present moment. And when is the present moment? It is always now. Always an opportunity to practice. If you have the time, I invite you to remain just as you are. But if you are ready to close your practice, start to wiggle around through your fingers and your toes.
Maybe wiggle your belly button. If you are on a block, press into your feet, lift your hips, and gently take the block away as you release your sacrum back down to the floor. Take your time, but in your next few breaths, go ahead and make your way into a comfortable seat, just as you started. Allow for your palms to rest in your lap. And then with a soft gaze or an internal gaze, just take a moment to awaken to yourself here and now. Just noticing for any shifts in your body, breath, mind, and heart. Take a deep inhale, sit tall. Keep the lift of your heart. And as you exhale, gather your hands in front of your heart and gently bow your head in. And may the sensitivity and awareness that we cultivate on our mats and within ourselves illuminate our lives off of the mat so that we can create this sense of clarity, so that eventually our inner body is in alignment with our outer stance, so that we feel whole, connected. Take one more big breath in and let it all go as you breathe out. From my heart to yours, namaste.